President Trump of the United States and Prime Minister Shinzo Abe of Japan have just met with each other.
President also making a few more comments on trade, saying that the U.S. has started trade negotiations with Japan and that, quote, if we don't make a deal with Japan, Japan knows that's a big deal.
This is an introduction to the correlation between feedback behaviors and cultural syndromes. We will focus on 4 of them: specific or holistic orientation, tolerance for ambiguity, individualism or collectivism, and status identity or power distance. Let's try to identify which cultural feature matches which feedback behavior. First, let's go to the Oval Office.
Good morning, y'all.
Morning, Mr. President.
Now, I've got you all here today to discuss what happened at the Japan meeting. Look, team, you were not strong in the CO2 emissions discussion. This is not good enough. I'm disappointed, and the American people will sure be disappointed.
I feel that the feedback is fair, and I appreciate the way you stated your opinion in a very direct manner. It was effective, and I know not to make that mistake again. Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome, Sophia.
Thank you for your effort. I know you have been working a lot recently, and I also know Mr. Trump is hard to deal with. But maybe next time we will do better at our CO2 emission negotiation.
Hi, thank you, Prime Minister. Your feedback is really important for us. We're so sorry that we can't make it this time, but we will try harder next times. Thank you so much.
Wow, that feedback is harsh. I'm so sorry that I may really let him down this time.
The American culture is specific-oriented. Feedback providing is more likely to be direct. However, in a Japanese holistic-oriented organization, feedback is conveyed through context and using indirect and implicit messages. This is due to the high perspective ability and tolerance for ambiguity of individuals brought up in such culture as Japan.
Now, second on the agenda, has anyone got any ideas about what we do with the trade tariffs?
Yes, actually, Mr. President, I did have one idea, which is that we should approach the tariff with caution and being ready to meet in the middle with the Japanese. So that.
Okay.
Okay, good. I think he likes the idea and we should run with it.
I agree.
Okay, now have we got any idea of how we should approach the meeting about the trade traffic?
Hi, Prime Minister. I thought that we could get away with being quite firm in our stance in these negotiations. After all, it's important to U.S. that we continue to sell our products here.
Okay, interesting idea. I will think about that. Has anyone got any ideas?
Oh dear, his silence and lack of enthusiasm seems that he doesn't really like my idea.
In this scene, we can see the different levels of tolerance for ambiguity and the different meanings of silence in the context of feedback giving. It's immediately interpreted as a negative feedback by the Japanese team. Moreover, people are more likely to feel personally questioned when their ideas are not accepted in those kinds of organizations.
Now, Annie, I'm going to name and shame you. You're not good enough in the investment discussion. This is not okay. The American people will be very disappointed in your performance today.
Is it really there, what you're saying?
Sure is.
I try my best. Do you really think so? Okay. What happened again, sir?
Better not.
I think it's the whole team's responsibility to make the project work. I hope you will reconsider the project again.
We witnessed here several differences. First, in the individualistic US organization, individuals are easily identified and personally responsible, while the group prevails in the Japanese collectivist organization. Second, the perception of power distance is different between the two organizations, contributing to different feedback receiving and seeking reactions. In a low power distance organizations or horizontal organization like the US, it is more common to convey interactive feedback, engaging peers and superiors. However, organizations with high power distance or vertical organizations will more frequently lead to top-down feedback. Third, in a self-restrained organization, it is important to avoid confrontations, to keep the face and not to make one's interlocutor lose it. When managing cross-cultural teams, it's important to keep those differences in mind. Here are some tips. Learn the cultural rules. Find a cultural mentor. Customize your behavior. And don't forget that individuals are not limited to their cultural background.